It's the tune you hear in Christmas commercials all season and the grand performance that leaves audiences awestruck. Come with me to Corpus Christi Ballet's rehearsal to meet two of the dancers playing the Sugar Plum Fairy and her Cavalier in this year's Nutcracker.
That was really smooth, really good.
So I was working with the Sugar Plum Fairy, Elizabeth Hooper, on the Grand Pas de Deux and all the elements that go with that. So the Sugar Plum Fairy and the Cavalier kind of lead the second act, and they kind of facilitate Clara's entry into the land of the sweets. And while that sounds fun and fluffy, it is definitely fun, but the Grand Pas de Deux is one of the hardest duets you can do in ballet. It's 6 minutes of very challenging dancing. Then on top of that, we each have a solo, and we come back at the end of that and do another dance together that's faster. And it's very fun, but it's very challenging.
That was John Mingle. He is a Corpus Christi native and guest principal dancer playing the role of the Sugar Plum Fairy's Cavalier. He says he fell in love with dance after seeing the Corpus Christi Ballet's Nutcracker as a little boy.
I started dancing here in Corpus Christi at Monroe Ballet Studios when I was 6 years old. And the reason I started doing ballet is my parents took me to see Corpus Christi Ballet's The Nutcracker just before my 6th birthday. And I remember from the instant the curtain went up, I fell in love with it. I mean, the colors, the music. I specifically remember one specific tutu, actually, that's in the back here. And it still exists, and I get to go back and visit it. And yeah, just from that moment, I just fell in love with it. And we got in the car after the matinee that day, and I said, Mom, I want to take ballet. And they put me in ballet with Mrs. Monroe.
Playing the role of the Sugar Plum Fairy, Elizabeth Hooper is a principal dancer for the Corpus Christi Ballet. If her name sounds familiar, it's because we met her mom, Jane Hooper, a few episodes ago talking to the costume department. Elizabeth shares what it's like to take on one of the most iconic roles in ballet.
It's fun to revisit it every year because you find something new to focus on, or just some part of the music that you haven't listened to the same way before, or you hear something. I think I was reading something about Tchaikovsky when he composed the Pas de Deux music for the Prince and the Sugar Plum, that he was thinking of his sister who wasn't doing well, and so that gave that whole Pas de Deux a whole new meaning to me of like, oh, this is so emotional music, and in the past I hadn't really thought of it that way. And so you always find something new no matter how many times you've done a part, just something new to challenge yourself to do better, or something about the music that changes how you view it. So
both John and Elizabeth shared their excitement and appreciation of getting to perform Gala Weekend, where dancers are accompanied by the Corpus Christi Ballet Orchestra.
It's going to be so special dancing with the symphony. Corpus Christi Ballet is so lucky to be able to have live music for their performances. I have had the luxury of dancing already 3 weekends already this year of Nutcracker, and this is my 4th and final stop for the season, and no one's had a symphony yet. So it's going to be great to dance with the symphony, and live music just makes it so much more interesting, not only for the dancers but also for the audience. It just gives the whole performance a new energy.
Elizabeth explains how telling the story with other artists like the musicians adds an extra magical layer to the performance.
I just feel very excited and very blessed that we're able to have the orchestra play for us, because not everyone gets to have that. And it's just such a special moment, especially a Sugar Plum. You come out on stage and it's just you and Clara, and you can see the conductor down in the pit, and you see him start his baton to start the orchestra playing, and it's just such a fun moment to be like, okay, we're making this magic happen, we're telling this story.
A big thank you to Elizabeth and John for sharing their experience with the Corpus Christi Ballet's Nutcracker. On our final stop of the backstage tour of the Nutcracker, we'll talk to some members of the Corpus Christi Ballet Orchestra about bringing Tchaikovsky's music to life. I'm Emily Salazar.